Not numerous TV series have left such a lasting imprint on popular culture as Cheers. The show aired for 11 seasons, clinched 28 Primetime Emmy Awards, sparked off a spin-off series, and catapulted nearly a dozen actors to stardom. Regarded as one of the finest TV shows by many viewers and media sources, it was among the select few to grace the 75th Primetime Emmy Awards with a live reunion. An authentic Cheers bar and restaurant stands in Boston, while cable television continues to broadcast reruns of the series. To assert that Cheers hasn't made its mark on history would be a colossal understatement. Now, more than 30 years since its final episode, let's catch up on the current endeavors of the Cheers cast. Woody Harrelson as Woody Boyd. Woody Harrelson's character Woody Boyd joined Cheers in the 4th season as a dim-witted yet endearing bartender. The actor from Texas received 6 Emmy nominations and 1 for his portrayal. Reflecting on almost turning down the role during an interview with Howard Stern, he remarked, "Everyone was urging me to take this opportunity. I hadn't seen it before. Then I caught a glimpse of a couple of episodes and thought, yes, this is an exceptional show." Describing it as the ultimate job, he praised his colleagues as incredibly enjoyable. He was absent from the Cheers reunion at the Emmys due to his current engagement in theater work in London. However, last year, he collaborated on a podcast about the series with Ted Danson. Harrelson had already built up a repertoire of film roles before joining the show and has remained active since then, appearing in films such as The People vs. Larry Flynt, Anger Management, The Messenger, No Country for Old Men, The Hunger Games, 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, and Zombieland, earning 3 Oscar nominations in the process. He has also recently returned to television screens in White House Plumbers and True Detective, which garnered him 2 more Emmy nominations. Harrelson has been wedded to Laura Louie since 2008, and together they have 3 daughters, Denny, Zoe, and Makani. Ted Danson as Sam Malone. As the character Sam Malone, a former baseball star and the proprietor of Cheers, Ted Danson maintained the morale of the cast, according to his co-star John Ratzenberger, as quoted in People magazine in 1987. Ratzenberger stated, "He absorbs the stress." Prior to his role on Cheers, Danson was most recognized for his performance on The Doctors. Hailing from San Diego, he received 11 consecutive Emmy nominations and secured 2 wins for his acting. Following his departure from the bar, he enjoyed considerable success, appearing alongside Tom Selleck and Steve Guttenberg in 3 Men and a Baby and its sequel 3 Men and a Little Lady, as well as headlining numerous TV series such as Inc., Becker, Bored to Death, CSI, The Good Place, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Mr. Mayor. Off camera, he has been wedded to actress Mary Steenburgen since 1995. He has 2 daughters, Kate and Alexis, from his previous marriage to Casey Coates. Danson's passion for environmental issues arose when he was 12 years old. Bill Breed, then curator of geology at the Museum of Northern Arizona, introduced Danson and his friend Mark Gade to a game known as billboarding. Equipped with axes and saws, Breed, Gade, and Danson dismantled over 500 outdoor advertising signs. In March 2011, Danson released his debut book, Oceana, Our Endangered Oceans and What We Can Do to Preserve Them, co-authored with journalist Michael Diorso. On October 25, 2019, Danson was apprehended and charged alongside actress Jane Fonda during a climate change protest outside the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C., Kirstie Alley as Rebecca Howe. Wichita-born Kirstie Alley found her breakthrough in 1987 when she landed the role of Rebecca Howe on Cheers, entering the cast in Season 6 following Shelly Long's departure. According to a 1987 article in People magazine, she made a lasting impression by capturing everyone's affection, even arriving on her first day dressed as Long to lighten the mood. In 1991, she clinched the Emmy for Best Actress in a Comedy for her performance. She went on to achieve significant success in both film and television, notably starring in Veronica's Closet from 1997 to 2000, and appearing in the beloved 1989 film Look Who's Talking and the 1999 cult classic Drop Dead Gorgeous. Alley also participated in the 2011 season of Dancing with the Stars. Alley disclosed that in previous presidential elections, she had supported candidates from both the Democratic and Republican parties, as well as independent Ross Perot in 1992. However, she opted not to vote in 1988 and 2004. In August 2015, Alley announced on Twitter that she would not endorse Hillary Clinton, the Democratic nominee, in the 2016 presidential election. On April 8, 2016, she expressed her support for Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani. However, on October 8, 2016, Alley withdrew her endorsement of Trump, tweeting, "I detest this election and I'm officially retracting my support for either candidate." Together with her actor husband Parker Stevenson, she welcomed 2 adopted children after Cheers concluded: son William True and daughter Lily Price. Alley and Stevenson separated in 1997. On December 5, 2022, Alley passed away from colon cancer at the age of 71. John Ratzenberger as Cliff Clavin. John Ratzenberger's wise guy postal worker, Cliff Calvin, was a frequent patron at the bar, sharing trivia whether others cared to listen or not. He had a bustling career in films before joining Cheers, featuring in Star Wars Episode V, The Empire Strikes Back, Ragtime, and Gandhi. Interestingly, Ratzenberger improvised the character of Cliff during his audition. Having already spent a decade performing my own comedy acts in London and touring Europe, the actor from Connecticut explained in a 2014 interview with Fox 11 Los Angeles, "I just wanted to prove that I knew my craft. As I left, I casually asked, 'Do you need a bar know-it-all?' Then, I immediately slipped into character." He received 2 Emmy nods for this portrayal. Apart from his role in Cheers, Ratzenberger is widely recognized for lending his voice to a character in every Pixar film. "It's become my good fortune," he disclosed to Fox. "The charm of Pixar lies in their traditional approach. They uphold an exceptionally high standard. When I step into the recording booth, the writer or director knows every detail, so I simply follow their lead. It's their creation. I'm just assisting." He also made appearances in television series such as 8 Simple Rules and Legit. He tied the knot with Julie Blichfeld in 2012 and has 2 children from his previous marriage to Georgia Steiny. George Wendt as Norm Peterson. George Wendt, hailing from Chicago, emerged from Second City, entering Cheers as the character Norm Peterson, a regular at the bar, and an accountant, following a few roles in television and cinema. During a conversation on Mark Summers' Unwrapped, Wendt remembered being presented with a minor part in the initial episode, featuring only one word: beer. Upon the casting director's request for him to read more lines, Wendt was eventually offered a role, which he couldn't accept due to his commitment to another CBS series, Making the Grade. Nevertheless, he was granted permission to appear as a guest star in the pilot episode of Cheers. When Making the Grade failed to be picked up by a network, Wendt was then offered the iconic role of Norm, delivering what Summers referred to as Norm-isms across numerous episodes. Nominated for an Emmy 6 times for his portrayal of Norm, Wendt went on to star in his own show, The George Wendt Show, as well as appearing in SNL, Modern Men, Clipped, and providing voices for television. He also appeared in films such as The Independents, Forever Young, and even Spice World. Like several of his fellow cast members, he also graced the Broadway stage, featuring in Art, Hairspray, Elf, and Breakfast at Tiffany's. Wendt has been happily married to Bernadette Burkett, another Second City alumna since 1978, and they share 5 children. Bebe Neuwirth as Dr. Lilith Sternin. Despite Bebe Neuwirth's significant breakthrough in television, occurring as Frasier's stoic spouse, Dr. Lilith Sternin on Cheers, the New Jersey native and formerly trained dancer, had already made a mark on Broadway before joining the cast. She had headlined in A Chorus Line, Little Me, and Sweet Charity, clinching a Tony Award for the latter. "Portraying Lilith is truly enjoyable," she remarked to People in 1991 regarding her transition. "We share certain traits, such as candor." She clinched consecutive Emmys for her portrayal and later joined her on-screen partner Kelsey Grammer on Frasier, securing another Emmy nomination there. She is also part of the Paramount Plus revival. Since the conclusion of Cheers, she has appeared in a variety of productions, from Deadline to Madam Secretary, and in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. She has also returned to the theater in Damn Yankees, Fosse, Funny Girl, The Addams Family, Chicago, and soon, a revival of Cabaret. She has been married twice, tying the knot with director Chris Calkins in 2009. Neuwirth has actively supported and collaborated with numerous charitable organizations. Following 2 hip replacement surgeries and upon hearing about other dancers encountering similar issues, Neuwirth was inspired to launch the Dancers Resource Program at the Actors Fund, addressing the unique financial and physical needs of professional dancers. Ria Pearlman as Carla Tortelli. Ria Pearlman's portrayal of Carla Tortelli as romance-seeking and resilient. The barmaid was Sam's steadfast companion and a mother to 8 children. For her, Cheers meant everything. The actress, born in New York City, shared with People in 2022. And I wouldn't have had any of the career that well, who knows what I would have had. Nobody knows what doesn't happen, but it was the most rewarding job. She received 10 Emmy nominations and clinched 4 victories for her portrayal of Carla. The role paved the way for roles in television series such as Pearl, Ally McBeal, and Hung, as well as her co-starring role in Kirstie Alley's Kirstie and more recently, The Mindy Project. Additionally, she had a poignant role in the 2023 Barbie movie. Before Cheers, she starred in Taxi, where she met her spouse Danny DeVito. As reported by People, they married during a lunch break in 1982. Together, they have 3 children, Lucy, Grace, and Jake. Pearlman and DeVito parted ways in October 2012. However, in March 2013, it was reported that they had reconciled. The couple later separated again amicably in March 2017. Although they no longer reside together, Pearlman stated she has no plans to divorce DeVito. In 2019, Pearlman revealed to interviewer Andy Cohen that she and DeVito have grown closer as friends since their separation than they were in their final years as a couple. Paul Wilson as Paul Krapentz. If you've only tuned in to Cheers a few times, you might not recall Paul Wilson's presence on the show. To create an authentic bar atmosphere, multiple actors were required to portray background characters, and Wilson started out as one of them. He was assigned a couple of different character names before officially becoming Paul Krapentz. Throughout the final 3 seasons, Wilson made appearances in nearly every episode. Yet Paul encountered challenges in earning the respect of his fellow Cheers regulars. Wilson had been active in acting for more than 10 years prior to his involvement in Cheers, and following its conclusion, he continued to undertake numerous character roles in various television series. He revisited his portrayal of Paul in an episode of Frasier, and he guest-starred on sitcoms such as Malcolm in the Middle, The Big Bang Theory in 2014, and The Connors in 2018. While Paul's character on Cheers often faced friction with the other patrons of the bar, Wilson himself always relished his time on set. It was such a fantastic workplace because it simulated a bar environment, so when you were just hanging out, you were hanging out in a bar. You weren't imbibing, but you had the freedom to do pretty much whatever you wanted. It was a very laid-back atmosphere and always enjoyable, Wilson shared during an episode of the podcast Just My Show. Nicholas Colasanto as Ernie Coach Pantuso. Nicholas Colasanto was among the original ensemble, starring alongside Ted Danson's Sam as bartender Coach Ernie Pantuso. As per an EW profile, the Rhode Island native began his career on the stage, a shift from his plans as a World War II veteran who was considering a job overseas in oil, eventually finding his niche in television directing and dramatic film acting. He secured the role of Coach on Cheers and received 3 consecutive Emmy nominations, but tragically passed away suddenly due to a heart attack toward the conclusion of Season 3. He was 61 years old. On April 19, 1985, Colasanto was posthumously honored with the Best Supporting Actor Award by Viewers for Quality Television, a non-profit organization responsible for identifying high-quality television programming. His passing paved the way for Woody Harrelson's Woody character, a friend of Coach's through correspondence, although the void left by Colasanto was deeply felt by both the audience and the cast. Both on stage and off, he was the elder statesman, the one with the most experience among all of us, director James Burrows revealed to EW. Nick embodied Coach. Kelsey Grammer as Dr. Fraser Crane. Kelsey Grammer's character, Dr. Fraser Crane, a psychiatrist, made his debut at Cheers in 1984, initially as a romantic interest for Shelly Long's Diane, but eventually tying the knot with Bebe Neuwirth's Lilith. He received 2 Emmy nominations for his portrayal, but more notably transitioned to his enduringly popular spin-off Frasier, garnering 10 Emmy nominations and securing 4 wins. He was relatively inexperienced in television when he joined Cheers, having previously starred on Broadway in productions like Macbeth and Othello. Nevertheless, he holds a special affection for what he referred to as his initial venture into Hollywood. It's a truly remarkable show and a cornerstone, Grammer expressed to USA Today at the 2023 Emmys. It rightfully holds its place in history. In addition to Frasier, the native of the Virgin Islands has appeared in television series such as Back to You, Hank, Boss, and even lent his voice to The Simpsons, where he also received an Emmy for portraying Sideshow Bob. Most recently, he has returned to the small screen, reprising his role as Dr. Fraser Crane in a revival of the beloved series on Paramount+. He has also maintained a presence on Broadway, starring in productions like Finding Neverland and La Cage aux Folles, earning a Tony nomination. Beyond his professional life, he has been married 4 times, tying the knot with Kate Walsh in 2011. He has 7 children, some of whom have pursued acting careers. Shelly Long as Diane Chambers. Shelly Long's character, Diane Chambers, a graduate student, wandered into the bar following a breakup and took on a job as a waitress, later becoming romantically involved with Ted Danson's Sam. While rumors circulated about tension between the 2 actors, particularly when Long departed the show in 1987, we approached our work with a mutual respect, Long told People that year. It doesn't mean there weren't challenging days. The native of Indiana, who honed her skills at Chicago's Second City improvisational group, had a few roles before Cheers, but the series propelled her to fame. She received 5 Emmy nominations and won once for Cheers, and later appeared in shows like Good Advice and Modern Family, as well as portraying Carol Brady in updated Brady Bunch movies. Long made guest appearances on various television shows such as 8 Simple Rules, Yes Dear, Strong Medicine, and Boston Legal. She played a recurring role on the popular ABC sitcom Modern Family as Dee Dee Pritchett, Jay Pritchett's former wife. She also starred in TV movies like Falling in Love, With the Girl Next Door, and Holiday Engagement. In 2012, she appeared as a guest on Switched at Birth. In 2016, Long produced and acted in the feature film Different Flowers. Long has been married twice. She shares 1 daughter, actress Juliana, with former spouse Bruce Tyson. While the video comes to a close, it's important to remember that aging is a natural part of life, and it's unfair to judge anyone based solely on their appearance. While it's true that the cast of Cheers has aged over the years, it's also important to appreciate the incredible talent and lasting impact they've had on television history. So let's raise a glass to the unforgettable cast of Cheers, then and now, and celebrate the enduring legacy of this iconic show. Cheers to Cheers!